There aren't many foreign films that can box office like this while simultaneously getting a 98% in Rotten Tomatoes. How the fuck? Who doesn't love this film?
Godzilla Minus One.
So there's something going on during World War II on a desolate Japanese island. What could it be? Godzilla! And there's a kamikaze pilot who's too afraid / not a dumb bitch to kamikaze himself in the final days of World War II. Seriously, they knew they were going to lose the war. Why would you continue to kamikaze? This guy's... yeah. But he isn't going to shit on himself for that so much as for not firing on when he had the chance to potentially kill him, but I mean, probably not really. But definitely save lives, but probably get himself killed. This guy's only crime is not wanting to die. Jeez. Godzilla Minus One, which I recently saw on Netflix without color, that version, kind of worth checking out like that as well, is a fantastic film, which manages to, and I don't know how it did this, but after God knows how many Godzilla films, there's been a lot, it managed to kind of create this definitive version of the character and of his, like, story as you expect it to be. And you can't do that after 70 years. He's been around for 7 years. He's been constantly starring in films over and over, different versions of the story. Weird-ass princesses from Jupiter. There's all kinds of shit that's happened. You can't do that, and yet they did, and it's incredibly impressive. Basically, Godzilla Minus One manages to tell this kind of traditional-ish Godzilla story with some changes. Didn't have to go full ham and change everything like Shin Godzilla. I'm not an appreciator of Shin Godzilla, no. But it managed to change enough things, update some things, and keep a lot of things just the same, but do them beautifully, and make a film that is just nuts. Keeping it set in the 40s, post-war, seeing a Japan that's trying to rebuild itself, gave it a much more human feel than a lot of the human plot lines feel like in various Godzilla films. Look at you, Showa era. Fuck me. So post-war, this kamikaze pilot goes back to live with his parents, but they're dead parents. Parents are dead. So he just lives in their ruined home, adopts a woman and a child. The child is not the woman's child. They're all separate. They've all kind of been orphaned by the war, and they form a little family. Mostly, I think, because his neighbors hate him, and he wanted to seem like a good guy. And then he just finds a little old job blowing up old sea mines and chills out, has a nice life. Until, of course, guess who shows up again? Now radioactified. Oh, that's not a word. And he's gargantuanormous. No. There are some incredible all-time classic Godzilla moments in this film, and there shouldn't be able to be this many, but it is nuts. The scene where he's just chasing them through the ocean and they're dropping the sea mines on him, that's awesome. That's cinema! And the big final act, that is awesome. It's interesting, it's different. It's a little insane, but more believable than most of the ways they've tried to get rid of Godzilla in the past. Looking at you again, Showa era. The one issue, and I mean literally the only issue I have with this incredible film, is the scene where he first uses the atomic breath, destroys the whole section of Tokyo. And it's not that that's not an incredible scene as well, because holy, the way they showcase that, so much different, but more sensibly than that beam has ever been shown before, I think. It was incredible, but the fact that just watching it back again, the fact that the woman you see her just get so violently yoinked, and she survives. It's a nice ending, but Godzilla Minus One is an absolute beast of a film. It has no right being anywhere near as good as it is. This thing blows the last couple of legendary movies out of the water. I mean, with a tenth of the budget, it only cost like 10 to 15 million to make this. It's 100 to 150 million for any of those Godzilla Kong movies. And not that I dislike those, but this movie is a perfect nugget in the history of Godzilla. It's probably my second favorite Godzilla film ever, if not first. And I have seen them all. There are so many. As for the black and white version, as a note, it did add something. It's really nice to see, because the only Godzilla film I've ever seen, I think, in black and white was the original. And this is set kind of at a similar-ish time to that one, so it's very interesting to see it that way. It does take something away from some of the special effects scenes a little bit, some of the Godzilla scenes. But it's worth it. It's worth checking out if you want a rewatch of the film that's got a little added flair, added bonus. But I'm not going to say it's a definitively better way to watch it or anything like that. Overall, this film is incredible, and I'm giving Get Your Shit Together, Monsterverse 4.5 stars. I love a little in the morning. Don't you love catching a little Gojira on a Saturday morning? Just chill and watch back some classic Gojira films, like, I don't know, the 1998 Godzilla film. The Gojira thing doesn't work when you talk about that one. Gojira.